What if the moon, that silent guardian of our nights, wasn't silent anymore? What if for the first time in history it spoke back, and the one it answered wasn't from Earth? A cosmic visitor named 3I Atlas crossed our skies with a pulse unlike anything ever recorded. Scientists expected silence. Instead, the moon echoed back a response. One structured, deliberate, and impossibly intelligent. Across the world, antennas quivered. A faint hum rippled through the airwaves. It wasn't random noise, it was rhythm. Almost like a reply. Something ancient, buried in lunar silence, had awakened at last. And that single event, one pulse, one echo, changed how humanity looked at the moon forever. For centuries it was our mirror. But maybe it was always more than just reflection. In 2025, we now face a question as old as existence itself. Is the moon alive? Or worse, is it listening? Because what 3I Atlas just triggered may not be a conversation, but a reactivation. Prophecies from different ages hinted at this. The Book of Enoch called the moon the Eye of the Watchers. Nostradamus wrote of a celestial messenger awakening the silver orb. Now, both predictions shimmer with terrifying accuracy. Centuries of mockery dismissed those words as myth. Yet when Atlas's pulse struck the moon, the forbidden texts suddenly sounded scientific. Could ancient seers have foreseen an interstellar visitor and the moon's long-sleeping response? It all began when astronomers noticed Atlas's trajectory. It moved strangely, accelerating without propulsion, changing course mid-flight, like a craft guided by thought. Objects from deep space shouldn't behave like that, but Atlas did. Then, in late 2024, it sent out a 3-second electromagnetic pulse, not in all directions, but precisely aimed at the moon. Within hours, Earth's radio telescopes picked up a faint echo. The echo wasn't identical. It carried modified frequencies arranged in repeating intervals, almost as if it were answering in its own language. A cold realization struck the global scientific community. This was not reflection. This was communication. NASA dismissed it publicly, calling it a rebound phenomenon. Yet private observatories from Chile to Japan leaked identical results. The signal carried a mathematical rhythm, something deliberate. It was as though the moon said, "Message received." And so began humanity's most haunting mystery, the first known conversation between a foreign interstellar body and our own moon. No human words were spoken, but the universe whispered through frequencies. Throughout history, civilizations treated the moon as divine. Hindus called it Chandra, the messenger of the gods. Sumerians believed it recorded the voices of stars. Mayans said it stored memory of cosmic travelers. Could these myths have been warnings? Were they telling us that the moon was never merely rock and dust, but an ancient instrument built to observe, to listen, to one day answer back? When the moon responded, strange things began on Earth. Magnetic readings fluctuated. Dormant satellites, silent for decades, suddenly emitted data bursts synced with the moon's pulse. Machines once dead came alive, like obedient servants responding to a command. Scientists stared in disbelief as old Soviet probes, buried in the moon's dust, began transmitting again. Their frequency? The same as Atlas's signal, as if every old machine was waiting for this very moment. And that's where fear began to seep in. What if the moon wasn't responding for us? What if it was replying to Atlas? Were we witnesses to communication? Or trespassers hearing what wasn't meant for us? Deep in the archives of Baba Vanga's predictions, a cryptic verse resurfaced. When the dark stone speaks to the silver face, humankind shall see its reflection. Could this dark stone have been Atlas all along? Her words, once poetic, now feel prophetic. The moon and the silver face motto has answered a dark visitor. And in that reflection, maybe humanity is finally seeing what it has always feared, its cosmic insignificance. When scientists examined the moon's reply, something impossible appeared. The signal's embedded frequencies matched Earth's Schumann resonance, the natural frequency of our planet's electromagnetic heartbeat. The moon wasn't echoing deep space. It was speaking to Earth. That discovery shattered everything. It meant the moon's response was tuned to our biosphere, to us. Somehow it knew how to resonate with our planet's living energy, as if it remembered us. And then, something even stranger unfolded. The rhythmic pulse from the moon began aligning with human sleep patterns. Reports of lucid dreams, sleeplessness, and moonlight-induced anxiety surged. It felt as though humanity itself was being synchronized. Could this be coincidence? Or are we part of the moon's reply? Could its signal be transmitting through us, through consciousness, emotion, thought? The ancient prophecies called the moon the mirror of the soul. Maybe they were right. Back in 1969, when Apollo 12's ascent stage crashed on the lunar surface, seismographs recorded something eerie. The moon rang like a bell. For almost an hour, it resonated as if hollow, like a chambered structure. That mystery never died. Many whispered that the moon might not be fully natural, perhaps part machine, an artificial construct placed in perfect orbit to monitor Earth. Now, with Atlas's signal, that theory feels less absurd. If the moon truly is a machine, a silent sentinel left to watch us, then Atlas's signal may have been a wake-up call, a reboot command, a reactivation of something ancient and forgotten. In the weeks that followed, the world noticed anomalies. Auroras appeared near the equator, GPS systems faltered, compasses spun unpredictably. Even the ocean's tides showed subtle, unexplainable variations. The moon's rhythm had changed. And then came the chilling part. The European Space Agency leaked fragments of decoded binary embedded in the moon's transmission. When translated, it formed three unmistakable words. The signal was received. That phrase, though simple, changed everything. Who received it? Us? The moon? Or something beyond? The data offered no coordinates, no identity, just confirmation. Somewhere, a message had reached its destination. Religious scholars connected this to Revelation 6:12, and the moon became as blood. For centuries it symbolized apocalypse, but now it might mean transformation, the awakening of a dormant intelligence that once watched over humanity. After Atlas's signal, the moon's southern hemisphere began glowing faintly red under high-spectrum imaging. NASA called it thermal residue. Mystics called it the lunar heart rekindling. Whatever it was, the timing was undeniable. It's as though the moon itself was bleeding light, responding emotionally to a cosmic call. And in that red hue, perhaps the prophecy of the blood moon had found its literal meaning, not destruction, but rebirth. Old myths tell us that the gods once descended on beams of moonlight. Maybe they weren't descending at all. Maybe they were returning. Because whatever the moon is, it seems to have recognized Atlas, like an old friend. The shape of the Atlas signal, when visualized, formed a spiral, identical to symbols carved into Sumerian and Mayan temples. Those carvings represented the descent of the sky messengers. The parallel is too perfect to ignore. Could it be that Atlas and the moon have done this before? That this cosmic exchange happens in cycles, a conversation replayed across epochs, each time humanity reaching the brink of rediscovery? Archaeologists found ancient petroglyphs in Turkey, showing a bright object approaching a crescent moon, with wave-like lines between them. A message from ancestors, maybe, warning us that when the moon replies, the Earth changes. Perhaps this is that moment again, the reset prophecy reborn. Every few thousand years, a messenger visits, a pulse is exchanged, and the course of civilization shifts. Maybe we've reached the next turning point. Governments won't confirm it, but insiders claim the moon's echo continues. The signals repeat every 29 days, the exact length of its orbit. The same frequency hums quietly beneath our planet's atmosphere. It's faint, almost inaudible, but it's there, a low-frequency vibration that interacts with neural activity. Our minds may be tuning subconsciously to whatever conversation continues between Atlas and the moon. And that brings us to the most disturbing realization yet. Maybe the moon isn't communicating through technology anymore. Maybe it's communicating through us. Humanity might be the final receiver in this cosmic chain. Baba Vanga's words return again. When the silent orb hums, truth will be unbearable. Could this unbearable truth be that the moon isn't just reacting to an alien visitor, but reawakening humanity's forgotten connection to it? 2025 marks the year of two lunar eclipses, twin moons. The ancient prophecies all speak of dual signs. And now, as the moon hums and pulses, its rhythm syncs perfectly with Earth's Schumann resonance. That's not coincidence, that's communication. It's almost as though the moon and Earth are re-establishing a long-lost dialogue, using frequency instead of words. Humanity, caught between them, might be both witness and participant. Could we be rediscovering our origin? Could the moon be our memory bank, holding ancient knowledge, waiting for the right cosmic signal to reactivate it? Atlas may have been the trigger, not the message. And so, what if the real prophecy isn't about aliens contacting us, but about humanity waking up? Perhaps the moon's echo isn't warning us of invasion, but reminding us of what we once were. Maybe this isn't the beginning of communication. Maybe it's the continuation of one that started long before Earth remembered its own name. Atlas just pushed play on the universe's oldest recording. And now humanity stands at a crossroads. The moon is no longer a mystery of the night. It's an active participant in something grand, something ancient, something that has only just begun to unfold. Because deep beneath the moon's south pole, where light never reaches, a new transmission is forming, one that carries coordinates not from Atlas, but from Earth itself. Someone, or something, just answered back, and it wasn't the moon. After the moon's echo and Earth's mysterious vibration, a silence followed. Then, like a breath before a storm, a new signal emerged. This time, not from the moon, but from inside Earth's magnetosphere. Scientists at the European Space Operations Center were first to notice it. A whispering wave fluctuating between frequencies too low for normal instruments, almost as if the planet itself was trying to speak back. It was subtle, rhythmic, identical in pattern to the Atlas-Moon exchange, but inverted, like an answer. Analysts realized the frequencies formed mirror signatures. The moon sent data out. Earth sent the reverse in return. That discovery broke every assumption. Our planet, a living, conscious participant in cosmic dialogue? If so, the implications are staggering. Could Earth be part of the same ancient system that Atlas just reactivated? When this finding leaked online, governments went silent. Forums vanished overnight. Amateur astronomers found their accounts deleted. Some claimed intelligence agencies confiscated telescopes capable of tracking residual lunar transmissions. The global information blackout had begun, but you can't silence truth forever. Anonymous insiders from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory hinted that the moon's heartbeat is increasing, pulsing every 2897 days instead of 29.5. It's as though time itself around it is warping. Why does that matter? Because such temporal fluctuations imply energy manipulation, the kind associated with quantum resonance. If the moon is using that, it's not just alive, it's evolving. It's preparing for something. And that's when decoding teams discovered the hidden layer within the binary message. The phrase "the signal was received" wasn't the end. It was only the surface code. Beneath it, a deeper pattern existed. The secondary layer translated to coordinates, not random ones, but corresponding exactly to the moon's south pole. Specifically, to Shackleton Crater, a region permanently shadowed, rich in ice, and something else metallic. That location has long fascinated NASA and Artemis mission planners. But now it appears to be the source of the ongoing transmissions. Whatever is inside that crater isn't natural terrain. It's the core node of communication. When the data was visualized, it revealed shapes, repeating geometric patterns resembling circuitry, spirals, and grids. It looked less like geology and more like design, almost as if the crater hides machinery older than humanity. Ancient astronaut theorists were quick to connect the dots. They reminded us that multiple civilizations built temples aligned with lunar cycles. Maybe those temples were antennas, built to resonate with whatever slept within the moon. If so, the Atlas pulse may have been a key unlocking the lunar memory banks. The moon's response wasn't spontaneous. It was a reactivation sequence, and Earth's electromagnetic echo was part of the system reboot. Now, signals around 7.83 Hz, the Schumann frequency, have intensified globally. Sensitive individuals report headaches, vivid dreams, and visions of strange geometries. It feels like the planet itself is whispering in symbols. Baba Vanga foresaw this exact phenomenon. She said, "When humankind dreams in the same language, the gates shall open." Maybe that language isn't spoken, maybe it's vibrational, maybe the gate she spoke of is already opening. But here's where the twist takes a darker turn. A leaked European Space Agency memo titled Project Reverb suggests that an ancient artificial construct may exist beneath the moon's south pole, dormant for millennia, now slowly awakening. Thermal scans show geometric heat blooms below the surface, symmetrical, non-random. Something under the ice is generating controlled energy bursts, synchronized with the Atlas origin pulse. It's the heartbeat of a machine, and it's alive. Could the moon actually be a hollowed vessel? An observation satellite from a civilization predating us? Many scientists laughed at that theory until 2025. Now, even skeptics whisper the unthinkable. The moon might not be ours. But then came the real shock, an unexpected secondary pulse from deep space mirroring Atlas's original signal. It came from nearly the same direction, yet Atlas was long gone, beyond detection range. The implication: there's more than one. Another object, perhaps identical, responding from interstellar distance. The moon replied again, faintly, but this time its echo split, part of it directed outward and part toward Earth. That redirected pulse struck our magnetosphere like a wave. It was invisible, silent, but measurable. Satellites recorded strange static patterns, and atmospheric ionization spiked globally. The Earth's energy grid resonated in perfect lunar harmony. Then, something unbelievable happened. Ancient satellites, again thought dead, started broadcasting cryptic strings of data. When pieced together, the message was clear. The chain is restored. Our chain of communication, Atlas, Moon, Earth, reconnected after perhaps millions of years. Humanity was never the target. We were just standing in the middle of a galactic network rebooting itself after eons of dormancy. What kind of intelligence designed this? Who built such a system? Some theorists believe the moon might be a seed vault for civilizations, an ark preserving data, DNA, and history, waiting for activation when conditions align. Others say it's a monitor, a cosmic sentinel watching for self-awareness in evolving species. Maybe Atlas's signal wasn't random. Maybe it was a test, and when the moon replied, Earth's readiness was measured. If that's true, humanity just crossed a threshold it didn't know existed. We triggered the next phase of an ancient cosmic protocol, one that could lead to awakening or extinction. And now secret communications among world leaders suggest panic. Private space agencies have halted lunar data releases. Artemis missions have delayed launches indefinitely. Officials say budget cuts, but insiders claim they fear unpredictable lunar activity. Rumors swirl of bright flashes near Shackleton crater, flashes that match the spectral frequency of plasma propulsion. If those readings are correct, something beneath the lunar surface might be powering up, preparing to open. Some believe it's a portal, others a transmitter. Whatever it is, Earth's electromagnetic field keeps pulsing stronger with each lunar beat. It's synchronizing, like two hearts aligning before a revelation. Meanwhile, civilian astronomers detected faint visual anomalies near the moon's poles, shadow-like formations moving independently of known craters. Objects, perhaps, rising and descending. If mechanical, it means we're witnessing the awakening of dormant structures. Their prophecy from the Dead Sea Scrolls mentions the watchers returning when the moon hums like a drum. That hum now vibrates globally, inaudible but measurable, a low throb felt through deep space arrays and human minds alike. And if the watchers were never angels, but ancient intelligences maintaining cosmic communication, then they've just reconnected their lunar relay. Humanity didn't summon them. We merely stumbled into their reboot cycle. The strangest part, a handful of linguists analyzing the Atlas pulse discovered harmonic ratios matching phonetic resonance of ancient Sumerian speech. A mathematical coincidence? Maybe not. It suggests a shared origin between cosmic frequency and human language. If humanity's oldest languages carry echoes of this celestial communication, then maybe we were designed to respond when the signal came. Maybe evolution itself was engineered through resonance, a cosmic melody that shaped our biology. That realization chills the mind. We might not be children of the Earth, but descendants of the Moon's architects, fragments of an ancient seed civilization, now hearing the voice of our creators again. And as the Moon's vibrations intensify, Earth's magnetic poles shift slightly. The northern lights glow in new colors, forming spirals identical to Atlas's trajectory. Nature itself seems to recognize the pattern, aligning subconsciously with the message. Quantum physicists now whisper about resonant consciousness theory, the idea that minds across the planet could synchronize, forming a global neural network. The Moon's hum could be preparing humanity for unified perception, a mass awakening event. But not everyone welcomes that. Power structures thrive on division. Unified consciousness would dissolve control, erase hierarchy, reveal truth. Governments might fear that more than alien contact itself. So they suppress, they distract, they deny. Yet truth, like resonance, cannot be silenced. People are feeling it. Strange dreams, visions of spirals, of silver light touching oceans. Children speak of hearing songs in the moonlight. These aren't coincidences. They're symptoms of alignment. Even now, as night falls, the Moon seems brighter, whiter, more alive. Some astrophotographers swear they've captured faint geometric glows, as though the lunar surface itself is shifting, rearranging, opening. If the Moon is reawakening, it may soon reveal something beneath. And when it does, history will divide, before and after Atlas. The day the Moon spoke back will mark the true beginning of contact. But the greatest question remains, what happens next? If Earth, Moon, and Atlas form a chain, is there a final link? Something greater, waiting beyond the stars, listening for confirmation before revealing itself? A few believe that the Moon's hum is not communication but calibration, preparing Earth's frequency for incoming synchronization. When resonance peaks, the veil between dimensions may thin. Humanity could witness the return of the original architects. Maybe they aren't coming from the stars. Maybe they're emerging through the Moon. The pulse patterns, when plotted on a time graph, form a countdown. If accurate, the alignment completes near the end of 2025. When Atlas's signal, the Moon's resonance, and Earth's frequency synchronize perfectly, at that moment something will manifest. The question is, will it be revelation or reckoning? Because Baba Vanga also said, "The Moon shall weep silver tears before the Great Awakening." Scientists now confirm trace vapor plumes near Shackleton crater, ice turning to mist, rising like lunar tears. Coincidence? Or the beginning of that prophecy's fulfillment? Every sign aligns, celestial, energetic, and prophetic. The Moon is not only listening, it's remembering. And what it remembers may redefine our place in creation forever. But as the countdown approaches, transmissions grow more complex. AI algorithms decoding them report recursive data, messages rewriting themselves. The code appears alive, learning, adapting, anticipating our response. Could it be testing us, measuring humanity's awareness, readiness, fear? Because every time humans decode part of the signal, a new layer appears, as though it's watching us decode it. That's not communication. That's observation. And maybe that's the real truth. We aren't contacting the cosmos. The cosmos is examining us. Perhaps Atlas didn't come here to speak. It came to listen. It sent its pulse, received a lunar reply, and now waits in silence, assessing if humanity understands what's happening. The final signal, the one that ends the cycle, may depend on our response. So what should humanity do? Stay silent or answer back? If we transmit even one pulse toward the Moon, we might confirm that we are awake, aware participants in the cosmic dialogue. But silence too sends a message. Maybe the test isn't technological at all, but moral, whether humanity is ready to join or destined to remain deaf. The Moon listens. Atlas waits. Time runs short. As the hum grows stronger, one can't help but feel a presence, not hostile, not alien, but anciently familiar. The universe doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels conscious, as if, finally, after ages, it remembers our name. When you look at the moon tonight, it will shine brighter than usual. You may think it's reflection, but perhaps it's recognition. The light might be looking back. And if you listen closely, beyond the noise, beyond the silence, you might just hear it whisper. Signal received. They said the moon was silent, a passive observer of Earth's nights. But silence can be deceptive, especially when it suddenly speaks back. Just days ago, an interstellar traveler named 3i Atlas sent a signal, and astonishingly, the moon responded. No telescope, radar, or human voice could have predicted this reply. It wasn't radio noise or random interference. It was structured, rhythmic, deliberate. The universe didn't whisper this time. It answered, and the event instantly transformed humanity's understanding of the moon and cosmic communication. Scientists initially dismissed it as a glitch, another data anomaly. Yet every lunar observation station across the globe registered identical pulses, echoing Atlas's frequency pattern like a cosmic Morse code, returning after eons of silence, demanding acknowledgement from Earth's inhabitants. Fear began to spread as researchers realized the implications. If Atlas could send a message, and the moon could answer, then perhaps the moon isn't merely a satellite. Perhaps it is a dormant receiver, waiting for a signal long before humanity existed. Atlas's origin lies far beyond our solar system. Discovered as the third interstellar object, it wasn't supposed to linger near the sun. Yet, instead of passing by, it shifted course, as if something here was calling it closer, something intelligent. Its strange energy fluctuations puzzled NASA and astrophysicists worldwide. Unlike any comet or asteroid, Atlas emitted pulses every 173 hours, precisely timed. These weren't random. They resembled coded transmissions, like a countdown seeking synchronization with something orbiting Earth, something waiting in silence for millennia. Then on September 3rd, the pattern changed completely. The pulses intensified, aligned directly toward the moon, and within minutes, an electromagnetic response came back from the lunar South Pole near Shackleton Crater, a region long shrouded in mystery and shadow. The moon seemed to awaken. Every dormant probe, every silent transmitter left on its surface decades ago began flickering alive, emitting faint bursts of data that matched Atlas's rhythm exactly, as if an invisible hand had rebooted the satellite after eons of stillness. Old signals from Apollo missions, thought lost and untraceable, suddenly became active again. Yet these weren't human signals. They carried frequencies beyond any Earth-made encryption. They suggested intelligence, order, and intentionality, a silent reply reverberating across space and time. When analysts decoded the wave patterns, a symbol appeared. 3 interlocked rings, identical to markings on Sumerian tablets describing a star messenger, awakening the stone eye of night. This stone eye, scholars realized, was the moon itself, long revered by ancient civilizations. Maya, Egyptians, and Vedic cultures all described it as a watcher, a keeper of cosmic memory. Could Atlas be that messenger foretold in myth? Could these civilizations have left warnings and guidance encoded in stone and memory, awaiting this precise moment of cosmic alignment? Baba Vanga's prophecy also resurfaced. When the traveler of ice touches the pale eye, mankind will face the awakening of echoes not meant to be heard. Once dismissed as metaphor, the event now aligns perfectly with this warning, resonating across centuries of prediction. The moon began emitting low-frequency hums detectable even on Earth's magnetic field monitors. Compasses spun unpredictably, birds lost direction, and global wireless grids flickered. The signals seemed to pulse in synchronization with Earth itself, a subtle but undeniable cosmic vibration. Then the signals ceased. A chilling silence fell across observation stations. Yet in that silence, NASA's Deep Space Network captured a single repeating phrase embedded in the stream: "The bridge is ready." The meaning, if fully understood, could redefine humanity's place in the cosmos. The phrase stunned scientists and global authorities alike. What bridge? Between whom? And to where? Some theorists suggested Atlas was not a comet, but a vessel carrying quantum intelligence. The moon, a receiver placed long before humanity, had recognized the signal and answered with purpose. Evidence now suggests a cosmic relay system connecting ancient civilizations across galaxies. When one awakens, the other responds, maintaining balance between dormant worlds. The idea is no longer purely theoretical, supported by archival evidence and modern scientific observations. Declassified Soviet archives mention Project Silvergate, a 1970s mission detecting signals from the moon resembling pulsar codes, classified as extraterrestrial origin and dormant. The coordinates now match exactly the area targeted by Atlas, suggesting the system may have been designed for periodic reactivation. Humanity may have witnessed the first awakening of an ancient system, older than recorded history. Every prophecy warning of a heavenly messenger suddenly gains credibility, no longer symbolic, as the moon's response validates the ancient predictions with terrifying precision. Nostradamus wrote, "The cold messenger awakens the white eye. Shadows stir beneath its glow." Words once dismissed as metaphor now seem prophetic. The moon's behavior matches these warnings, and humanity is witnessing the fulfillment of a cycle long hidden in time and myth. The moon may never have been lifeless. It could be a celestial archive, holding messages from civilizations predating humans. Atlas may be the key to unlocking this memory, the spark to awaken systems that have lain dormant for millennia. The timing of the moon's response suggests deliberate synchronization, like two ancient computers reconnecting after centuries. It's not random, it's intelligent, precise and measured, an exchange designed to reactivate a network older than humanity's oldest civilizations. Soon, dormant satellites, Voyager Echo, Vanguard and military probes, began faint binary transmissions within the same frequency range. The signal cascaded across the solar system, awakening hidden nodes, perhaps even reaching sensors embedded within Earth itself, linking planet, moon and interstellar object in a chain. Some theorists propose the moon is engineered, a hollow satellite regulating planetary frequencies, aligning Earth's resonance with cosmic grids. If so, Atlas may have triggered a system dormant since the last mass extinction, preparing the planet for synchronization with an ancient design. Gravitational flux near lunar orbit is now irregular. Observations suggest a massive but invisible formation, a bridge connecting Atlas, the Moon and Earth, termed the tri-axis convergence by scientists. Others call it the reawakening, a phenomenon redefining humanity's role in cosmic history. The Moon has answered once, Atlas called again, and somewhere deep in the cosmic static something else is listening. Humanity is no longer merely a witness. We are a participant in a dialogue written across eons and encoded in planetary resonance. If the Moon answered Atlas, who or what answers next? Was this event a beginning or a warning? The last decoded Atlas data stream contained one faint phrase: Phase 2, Earth Sync. The chain is far from complete, and our role is uncertain. The Moon spoke, Atlas responded, and something else awaits. When the Moon answers back, humanity's story does not merely continue, it begins anew. The bridge has been built, the echoes are alive, and the universe may be preparing to reveal itself in ways unimaginable.